Hello and welcome back to the Average Joe podcast. Of course, I'm your host here, Joe, and today we have a very special guest, married couples, because we talk on our channel so much about getting to the other side and everything. So why not bring a married couple here and just pick their brain on a couple of little things. So you guys, how long have we known each other? Not us, but you guys. you guys.
How long have we known each other?
Like, how long have you guys known each other?
Just since we were kids.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are like childhood sweethearts?
Yeah.
oh, hold on. Okay, we got a good story.
Like,
Maybe
I
not
was
sweethearts,
8.
but-
Yeah. Not
like 8.
Yeah. 8, 11.
Like 11.
But we weren't sweethearts at that time.
You just
That's
knew
just
it
how
was
long we've known
each other. So
yeah.
when did you guys finally maybe step over across into that next chapter with you guys?
Well, we started dating 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So it's been a long transition between childhood and actually dating. Okay, so you guys aren't childhood. Okay. So
No.
that back.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're writing the story then. It's not childhood, sweetheart. So you guys just kind of rekindled in your adulthood, and you guys remembered, your meeting when you guys were younger. What kind of sparked the fire, the flame that got you guys together? What did it?
I don't know. I think as we were younger, we just kind of had this little spark that was there all the time.
Okay.
So I guess it was just kind of one of those things that, okay, when is this going to happen? When is this going to happen?
Oh, so you've been kind of planning this 15, 16 years now. You've been
Not planning, but
Well,
kind of
putting it into the air kind
We
of thing.
had a very good friendship.
So you guys been friends this
We've
whole while?
always been,
Friends. Okay, this whole time been friends. And then what took it over the edge?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Nobody knows?
You're just we just eventually just started talking a lot more, and then I don't know, you kind of something happens and you just fall in love. Isn't that how it works?
I don't know. So don't say that's how it works.
There wasn't
a formula. Or anything.
magical formal moment where I was like, oh my goodness, I think he could be the
Well, you didn't know this at 11? Y'all been putting the flowers and putting the seeds in since then? We didn't know? No, she's you've been you've just been kind of working toward it. But so you guys have been friends, so what kind of where did the conversation turn from okay, we're friends and we're cool to okay, no, I want to be more exclusive. I maybe see more longevity. Where did that whole transition come in? Where did all that play a role in?
I think because I'll even talk to one of my friends about this. She's like, oh, when I find a guy that we're friends, and then plan it out so that we just start dating, and then I was like, you can't plan it. We just even now we're best friends. We've always enjoyed each other's company. We just we do.
You guys aren't in sync, you guys. I got on this phone and subscribed to my channel. You already subscribed. It was y'all are very quick.
I was already subscribed.
You was not.
I just had to click subscribe. That was all.
But at least he was an avid follower. Okay. And how did you know she was the one? Or did you know she was the one? Or was there some feeling? Or
seeing how she takes care of people and how loving she is.
She's a loving person. She looks loving.
I guess she was just someone I saw myself being with long term.
Long term. Okay, those other girls weren't doing it.
No.
Not like Stacey. But what about for you? What about Kenny was this is the one, I don't even want to blink twice at any of those other guys. What was the reason? Tell us.
I think he said, yeah, tell us. He's just a very thoughtful, caring, genuine person. I think that me getting to see who he is, a lot of people say, oh, he's really shy or quiet, but seeing him underneath what
all
other
of that,
people
yeah,
see
you get to see
is really beautiful, and I think that's the part that I fell in love with. So, yeah.
Ooh.
There's a lot
under this. When you get to really know somebody, there's a lot of layers and things. What somebody projects outside isn't always what they project inside. Do you think married or engaged women? Do you think they should have relationships with single women or single friends? What do you think about that relationship?
I think for sure, but I think it depends. because I think it depends on, like, me as someone who's engaged to be married, knowing my priorities, that like I'm in a relationship, my priorities, you know, my fiance, you know, relationship wise, I know that like when I go out, doesn't matter what my single friends are doing. Some of those things I cannot do that.
Yeah, you can't partake.
You know? But the thing is too, it depends on what your single friends are like. Because, you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna, I also just don't have single friends that just do crazy things that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, invite you to temptations and
like,
things like
right,
that.
like,
Yeah.
but the things that I might do with my single friends that, you know, it may be like a double date or something if they're seeing a new guy, or you know what I mean, just like
Oh, so you do double date with your single friends?
have we done a double
Have you guys tried to?
I think so.
You tried to weed out the losers?
That one time in school.
Yeah, like things like that.
Like that.
You know, more.
But you tried to make it
appropriate-
inclusive. You tried to make
Yeah,
it
but
inclusive.
I would say more appropriate settings. I mean, we do go out like whatever, like partying, club, you know, that
But it has
sort
to
of
be an
thing.
appropriate setting
But
because you
we'll
are.
both- yeah,
Because you aren't married.
I
women.
just respect our relationship, and I think that that's the bottom line. And I think that also my friends respect that I'm in a relationship
To not
and
cross those
respect,
lines. To
yeah,
not invite you
and
to
not
things.
ask me to be in those settings, also my friends are just not
Those
like
settings
that.
are like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What about you? Do you think, you know, maybe your single friends could not necessarily be, you know, the most supporting on this journey into, you know, the new position in life, you know, as a married man, you know, as a married man, because your guys be out here, some boys, I get by now. I want to chill with the bum. You're not trying to chill with the big boys?
To me, it doesn't really matter. I don't think what some other guy does is gonna affect how I'm thinking about anything. It's like I just think that if you respect your wife or your fiance or whatever it is, your girlfriend, you at least give her the respect to not just openly say stupid things like that or just join in conversation like that.
Or even put yourself in that
Even
position.
if you do, I mean, like, if you're in that situation when people are talking about that, you can one, remove yourself, or you can two, just, you know, sit there and mind your own business, and you can literally be sitting there texting her and
Like, hey girl, they're talking about things that I have no business
yeah,
talking
so
about.
I'm just sitting here, you know, scrolling on my phone. I could literally just be looking at sports. To me, it doesn't matter. Like, if you have your mindset on, I have my girlfriend at home, or my fiance at home, my wife at home.
When do you get to when do you think guys kind of get? Because we've always heard the story that it takes a lot, guys are immature. When do you, because you're a very young guy, so where do you think like kind of snapped you out of it to be like, no, I'm, you know, gonna be in this faithful guy, I'm very focused, I like, you know, I love my wife, like, you know, we're building everything together. What makes you, you know, kind of so focused on that rather than, you know, being in the streets or, you know, trying to chill with the big boys or whatever?
To me, it's not worth it, you know. I've had my days of fun and wahala. And it's more headache than peace.
What's the headache in it?
Just trying to keep up with all this. You can't keep up with every trend, you know. It's like, the game's moving.
Yeah.
I'm not going to keep up with the game.
You know, you can't keep up, but you can keep up with this game.
Exactly.
This is good. This is a stable game.
There.
We can kind of keep up with.
Yeah, but out there, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what.
And you can see the future in this. You see where
There's
the
no-
longevity and everything can go.
It's
So
just like a waste of time and money. You know, I ain't got money like that.
expensive. Those girls are expensive. Oh my god, it's expensive.
Also, I'm cheap.
Oh my, oh my god, we're not causing problems here. Very expensive. Very expensive. So now that we've talked about seeing somebody and seeing the future, where do you guys see yourselves 10 years from now? Because we're talking to a not a newly engaged, but a very engaged couple planning their wedding and everything. Where do we, you know, we redo this interview 10 years from now. Where are you guys? What's up with you guys?
Be a couple kids.
How many?
Thinking two.
You think it's two? Okay.
2 or 3.
Just
2 or 3. Okay.
Two or
Okay. So
three.
we've had the discussion. Somebody
Yeah.
wants a little bit more than the other. Okay.
But I think it's play by ear. Have 2 and then we'll see.
Okay, we'll see what happens. You know.
See if we're comfortable with 2, if we can do one more.
Yeah, kids are good. No, fun and easy.
Yeah.
I don't have any kids, I don't know, but you know. But we could
So
just
they
get-
say.
So they say.
Yeah.
So they say. So we got kids down the line. What's else? What's else in store for our future?
10 years. Let's see.
More money in Jesus' name.
Amen, girl. Hallelujah.
Very big house.
Huge.
Yes.
Where are we living? Where are we living?
Currently in Dallas, in the Dallas area.
Okay,
But,
are we gonna stay in Dallas?
I don't know. I just go where life takes us. We love to
Yeah.
travel, so like we could be living in Australia, we could be living in France, we could be living in California or Massachusetts.
You never know where the world
yeah.
will kind of take you.
Not Massachusetts.
Wherever, no, yeah, probably not Massachusetts. It's too
We're
cold.
all set.
But wherever the opportunity and, wherever, like, I think we are happy and what works for hopefully our family at the time. Yeah.
Works for us, okay.
Yeah.
What do each of you guys bring to the relationship, and why you think your relationship is so successful? Because what qualities or what things do you bring that you feel like, okay, this is what makes our relationship so successful? Because I'm like this. What do you think?
I feel like that's a hard question to answer about myself. I think that I can answer what he brings that helps us be successful.
Okay. What is
But
it?
I also will say just in general that we, like I said before, we are like best friends. And I think that that's important, like foundational in a relationship.
You've been friends for 10 years? Good God.
Yeah, to be able to just, like, we just enjoy each other's company and, like, we'll have fun together and, yeah, travel together, that sort of thing.
I gotta find a tizzy, basically, is what you're saying?
What?
I gotta find a tizzy out there? It's hard. Tizzy laughing at my jokes. Oh my God, she's laughing. but continue.
But, what was I saying?
Like, find a best friend.
Yeah. And then, so, yeah, like, best friends, and then we also have amazing communication, and that's something that we've worked on.
Okay, you have to work on it. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then, say the question again.
What do you bring to the table? No worries. What do you bring to the table? Or what does he bring that makes you so happy and whatever?
Oh, my gosh.
Such a hard question, I know. Kenny, what do you bring to the table?
It's
What do I
hard
bring
and
to the
it's
table?
easy, but yeah, go ahead.
And I'm also gonna give my own opinion of what, because I know a little about Kenny, so I'm just like say just a couple of things about his demeanor and things that I'll just throw in there.
I think I bring, I don't know how to say it, I guess what's the word? You know how females can like overthink stuff?
Yeah.
I bring the calmness to
Yeah,
that. I'm
yeah.
just like, okay, if you just did it this way, it would make sense.
Oh.
A little funniness.
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
It's funny.
Like his humor, like he can make any situation like
Very
very
humorous,
lighthearted.
yeah.
Yeah.
I could see where you're probably the more serious one. I could see where you're the one, we gotta get it done, and then he's the one, baby, cool. It's cool. We're relaxing.
Yeah.
It's not, no worries, pressure, but
I always try to
opposites
see
attract.
like I always try to see the positive in things and just kind of. I'm very calm and just easygoing, so it's, I'm more of like a. We'll see where it goes kind of person. Just
And I'm a
relax.
type A person, so that's yeah.
Okay.
She likes to take charge and just.
And how are you with a woman taking charge? That is like a very.
I have no issues with it whatsoever.
I think he likes it because I take charge in different ways.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I think that he definitely like takes
Charge
in
in general.
But I think that when it comes to like if it's planning a trip, like he's
Yeah. And also, like, you want to make sure you want to make sure your trip is planned out.
No,
right.
yeah, but he's really good at that because I'm so indecisive, like when it comes to that stuff, and he is really good. So like,
So what's the one thing that
plans
you're
trips.
really good at? That
I'm really good at like I would say like financial planning.
like
if we
organizing
have-
all the bills.
Yeah, like if we have like financial goals, like I will say, okay, like here's what we should do, here's the research that we should do, here's how we can look into it, let's do this and do that, that sort of thing. Like I'll create an Excel spreadsheet.
I love it. Okay, so I got the whole thing laid down. You don't even, just give me the check,
Yeah.
and I will like spread it all out.
Literally, like savings, like that sort of stuff is where.
Okay, so you're comfortable with like? Would you be comfortable just giving your whole check to her to know that she's done right by it?
Yeah. As long as everything's taken care of.
Okay, but you're very much cool to just like, hey, bro, like Here goes the whole check. Here. Here you go. With all your little financial planning and your little Excel sheet, everything.
I keep telling her she's gonna retire me. She thinks I'm playing.
You are, no, and it's very
really
good.
just gonna
And are you
open
on the
it.
reciprocating end to be able to just give everything the other way?
Yeah, because he's also very good at that. I just enjoy it more. Like I'm
Well, maybe you're that person.
I'm
that's
also that's where my career is. I
Yeah.
did my degrees in accounting and stuff like that. So
so-
it's fun for me.
See, me and Tiz were talking about we
He's
gotta
good
marry.
at it out of all.
Me and Tiz were talking about we gotta marry accountants.
I don't like talking money.
No, we did because we ran into an accountant and he kind of explained a little bit how him and his wife work. His wife just gave the check to him, and he just manages it because like I understand money that you just don't get.
Yeah.
Like you don't know this IRA account, you don't know this, you don't know how to write this off and write that off. You don't know. Like it's not it's not in your realm of understanding, and it's in my realm of understanding. So I think it is good because some guys would not be comfortable, to tell them I'm gonna get my whole she gonna know all my business. Like it is. So it is very something. It is very something. So we're gonna kind of wrap it up with one quick question, you guys, just to stir the pot, stir it a little bit. What about weight gain? And we know that necessarily the woman we've seen before isn't necessarily the woman we get now. How are we about like telling our significant other, like, hey, you've gained a little bit of weight, or do we not tell them, or like what do we do about this? Like it's just a quick question because it's been brought up in the African community by somebody, and I just want to know how other people feel about it.
I was actually thinking earlier too. We were talking about weight gain, but I lost at one point. I lost a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
I only found out after I gained a little bit of it back that he was like, "You actually lost too much." But like he didn't, yeah.
He never
And
expressed it.
But I personally, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm skinny." But he was like, babe.
That's not why. That's
Yeah. And so, but I mean, yeah. So I don't know. I was just thinking about that.
But he had the discussion. He came and told
Yeah.
you.
So I don't know where was I going with that? But I would say like it goes both ways, I guess. But what I was saying, I think, just in general about my feelings about the conversation is like it all has to do with. I guess I'll talk about you and then you can kind of share about me. But I think that if he was, gaining a significant or losing a significant amount of weight, and it was affecting like his physical or mental health, that's where I would sit him down
and
be
have
like,
a discussion.
yeah, and be like, hey, are you okay? I notice that you're more unhappy these days. You don't get up in the morning the way that you used to. I know because you don't run at the same time. That's what I know that your runs were making you happy, and now you're not. What is going on? And so that's where ultimately that conversation leads to weight, but it's more out of concern for his mental and physical health if he's maybe developing issues or whatever, God forbid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because how happy he is affects how
Happy you
I
are
am.
because so when
and it's because it's never. People say, oh, I'm more or less attracted to the person when they're gain or lose weight. I think that that's only true in relationships where it's based on physical attraction. When you're actually in love with the person for who they are entirely, that's not.
But how you
don't
physically
see it that
but
way.
how you physically are, because even if somebody gains or subtracts weight, how they physically are to you, I think it does have an effect because it's how I saw you and it's how I envision all of us together. So when you don't look like my vision, it's a little hard, and it's reciprocating. It's like, hey girl, I saw you. I thought you was a magic, and now I'm seeing you, and I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
And you don't spark the same bones that you sparked before. I don't feel the same way about you, and I don't think you feel the same way about yourself. And I think what happens is that women to come in and there's certain demeanor changes. Everything changes about them. And, it makes it harder for the guy to even be there. But you, like, what would you do? Like, would you tell your wife? Like, how are you about things like that?
I would certainly tell her in a nice way.
There's no nice way.
It depends how the other person takes it.
Man, there's no nice way. Nobody's taking it. There's no nice way. How can I tell you gain
It
some weight?
depends how someone takes it. You know,
Be birthday.
if they were like, oh, I'm trying to, lose weight. I'm trying to look a certain way. Think. I don't know.
But then
slim
somebody
waist.
could be saying that just to like get to gauge how you feel.
If you're showing me, if you show me that you're doing it and you actually want to do it, you're serious about it, then I'll be like, all right, she's actually taking it seriously. Because a lot of people say they want to lose weight and then you see them up at 10 p.m. eating freaking, I don't know, pie.
Well, I just ate that pizza. That was just because it was there. Okay, are you judging? The pizza was just there. Okay.
So I'll be like, all right, you're not really serious. 'Cause you're doing the opposite. Your actions don't represent your words.
Yeah.
But if you're actually, doing it and you tell me, okay, hey, if you see me getting a little out of hand,
Yeah. Correct me.
just,
So
nudge
that's
me,
you just nudge me in the right direction.
take the ice cream and throw it away. Don't suggest.
But
certain
you do
things.
need to be proactive and let your partner know.
Yeah. Don't suggest.
But do you when do you
Like
let them
I
know?
will say when I start a diet or whatever, if I'm on a workout plan or whatever towards this goal, please don't buy ice cream. Or please
Don't be funny. Yeah.
please don't on the weekend say let's go to this place where they have a lot of my favorite food that I shouldn't be eating when I'm
Yeah,
on
try
that
to
diet.
encourage or be supportive.
Yeah, and that's all. After that, I can take care. I'll do. I'll go to the gym. I'll do this. Towards my
But
goals.
don't we
but-
try to stop you before you get to 50? And I saw you gain 10 pounds.
Well, no,
I
but
saw you gain 20.
but it's also I don't think it's even. Sure, it's after you gain the weight, but I'm even talking about just right now, if I'm trying to just be more toned.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to lose.
I just need you to
20
be
pounds
supportive.
You know
I
what I
just
mean?
supportive about it.
Yeah. So it's but you need to keep a certain diet if you want to have more muscle tone or whatever. So it's whether it's maintenance or gain or loss.
Communicate.
I
Just
think
communicate.
yeah.
Just be with me on this whole journey.
But I think
of
we
big
just
and not
kind of
big.
diverted from your question, which is I kind of
I know, it
accidentally diverted from your
happens.
question.
It
but
happens.
yeah.
But last but not least, just give us some good advice out here, you guys. Whatever, just give us some advice. Say your little marriage spiel, fiance spiel, whatever. Just gotta say what you love about her, what you love about him, or some advice you can give to us.
I would say communication and patience.
Communication.
If you don't have communication, it probably isn't gonna work.
Okay. Patience.
And you gotta be patient with the other person because there's certain things that guys do that they're not thinking about it. They're just doing it just because they're guys. They don't think, oh, this might affect the other person, or she may do something and think it doesn't affect me, but inside I'm like. So
You're boiling up.
Let her
Yes.
know that and just be like, all right, this is how this made me feel. Even if it's something as little as a toilet seat.
Yeah.
I leave the toilet seat up sometimes, and she'll be livid, she'll close it, and I'm like,
Dang, it's a toilet seat.
that's my bad, sorry, I forgot.
And what about you?
I think my advice would just be find your best friend. And that communication too is huge, but other than his advice, I would say find your best friend.
Find your best friend.
Yeah, because just enjoying how you spending time together. It just makes the relationship. It's not work.
It's not
we can
work.
just come home and watch TV together. It doesn't. It's not what should we do? Just going to Target is our quality time.
That's quality
you know what I
time.
mean? Yeah. So just find someone who is easy to be with.
I love it, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys come back again. Well, we'll do the 10-year re-up, right?
Yeah, right. True.
Right?
Yeah.
We have to do the 10-year re-up.
Yeah.
See, we got those 2 or 3 kids.
Set a reminder in 10
Right,
years.
set a reminder in 10 years.
A dog or cat.
Yep.
Okay, no.
2 kids and a dog. 2 kids and a dog.
2 kids and a dog, the whole shebang. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode. Stay tuned for more.
Gang.
Gang.
West side.
No. All right.